The Toyota Way. One component of the Toyota values consists of 5 elements: challenge, kaizen, genchi genbutsu, respect, and teamwork. The Toyota Way ideals have been translated into action guidelines for our various business activities, such as the Toyota Way in sales and marketing. Within this, customer service behaviors are guided by the Toyota customer service philosophy. In this video, we will look back over the history of Toyota and discover how the Toyota values have shaped our activities over the years.
Sakichi Toyoda, a carpenter who became an inventor, laid the foundations for the current Toyota Group. Sakichi's mother worked day and night making cloth to support her family. The loom she used required a lot of effort to operate. Seeing this, Sakichi thought to himself,
"There must be some way to make my mother's work easier."
With this in mind, Sakichi began working on a better loom, one that was easier to use. Although he had limited knowledge and little money, he was driven by his desire to make life easier for his mother and make a meaningful contribution to society. Through a process of trial and error, and after many setbacks, Sakichi succeeded in inventing a number of innovative looms that won an international reputation. He had realized his ambition.
"I am contributing to society by making products that improve people's lives."
Toyota Motor Corporation was founded by Kiichiro Toyoda, Sakichi's son, in 1937. Brought up in his father's footsteps, Kiichiro had closely observed his father's achievements. Kiichiro had traveled to America in 1921. There, he had been amazed by the number of cars being driven around the cities. When the Great Kanto earthquake struck in 1923, Kiichiro saw firsthand how useful vehicles were in helping with recovery efforts. These experiences convinced Kiichiro that automobiles would one day become an integral part of daily life.
"We are entering the age of the automobile. Japan, too, will become a motorized society. Automobiles will play an increasingly important role in the years ahead."
At the urging of his father, Kiichiro embraced the manufacturing of automobiles as his mission in life.
"We should contribute to our nation's industry and help to improve people's lives."
Having decided to take on the challenge of manufacturing automobiles, Kiichiro began asking people with manufacturing knowledge how to do it. He learned that some of Japan's biggest corporations had already tried and failed. Kiichiro was told to give up on his dream. But Kiichiro was determined.
"I will succeed. I am going to contribute to society by making products that improve people's lives."
He took up the task of manufacturing automobiles with enthusiasm. It was the first step of a journey that continues to this day. When Kiichiro started out in 1930, Japan was over 50 years behind America in automotive expertise. In a small section of his father's loom factory, Kiichiro and his colleagues set to work. To learn more about their task, they began disassembling automobiles from overseas and sketching designs. The biggest challenge was developing the engine due to their lack of casting expertise.
Another failure. Come on, everyone. Let's try again.
Kiichiro and his team toiled day and night until eventually they succeeded. But the challenges kept coming. How to make the body? How to develop the frame? Kiichiro and his team studied constantly.
What are we doing wrong?
At every step, they faced seemingly impossible challenges, but they never gave up. Working together, they overcame the difficulties one by one. In 1935, their persistence paid off when they completed the Model A1 passenger car prototype. Everyone was overjoyed with what they had achieved. Having completed the first prototype, Kiichiro was a step closer to realizing his dream. In support of the government's policy of establishing a domestic vehicle manufacturing industry, Kiichiro and his team had also been working to develop a truck for mass production.
I will succeed in mass-producing vehicles and establish a domestic vehicle manufacturing industry.
In 1935, the G1, a truck of simple design, began rolling off the production line. After the G1 went on sale, many quality issues were discovered. Some even called the G1 faults on wheels. One day, a truck loaded with textiles broke down. Kiichiro and his team rushed out to where the customer had broken down in the service truck and also arranged a replacement vehicle for transporting the truck's cargo. Upon arrival, they transferred the cargo onto the replacement vehicle and transported it to its destination in time to be shipped.
I am terribly sorry for the inconvenience.
When a vehicle broke down, the faulty part was always replaced free of charge. In some cases, the customer was even provided with a vehicle to replace the broken down one. Day and night, Kiichiro and his team were constantly having to deal with trucks breaking down. At the scene of each breakdown, they treated customers with care and consideration and thoroughly investigated the cause of the problem, then made further improvements to their trucks. Kiichiro himself would go out to dealers' service workshops, often borrowing technicians' overalls and getting underneath the trucks himself for hours at a time. Kiichiro's actions demonstrated how he thought for himself about what needed to be done and immediately took the necessary actions. It is here that we can trace the roots of Toyota's after-sales service. Toyota's commitment to going out and repairing trucks and thoroughly investigating problems saw over 800 improvements made to the G1 truck in just 1 year. The quality of the trucks improved as a result, and Toyota was able to regain customers' trust.
A motor car is not something that is made just to satisfy its maker. We need to make vehicles that users truly want. Self-satisfaction is our greatest enemy.
After the war ended, Toyota was finally able to produce passenger cars. In 1947, Toyota released the Toyota Model SA, a compact vehicle that was expected to launch a new age of motorization.
I am one step closer to realizing my dream.
Kiichiro's joy, however, was short-lived. Steep inflation pushed Japan into recession, and Toyota to the brink of bankruptcy. Toyota drew up plans for restructuring the organization that included requesting voluntary resignations.
My workers are my family. Asking my workers to resign is more painful than sending my company bankrupt. By sharing their fate, perhaps they will see that I had no choice.
Kiichiro resigned as president, but his mindset and cherished principles were kept alive by others at Toyota. In the years following Kiichiro's resignation, demand for motor vehicles rose rapidly, requiring Toyota to quickly expand production capacity and enhance workers' capabilities. As motorization in Japan gathered speed, the popularity of Toyota vehicles continued to grow nationwide. Developing, manufacturing, and selling a motor vehicle requires the efforts of many people. And in the age of mass production, every single vehicle delivered to customers must meet the same high-quality standards. Therefore, the importance of teamwork and human resource development cannot be overstated.
If even one part is missing, a complete vehicle cannot be built.
This idea continues to be passed on at Toyota. It is reflected in the teamwork element of the Toyota Way. There are many examples of Kiichiro's efforts to develop people. He was a man of conviction and shared his hopes and dreams with his workers.
We will contribute to society by making automobiles.
He was quick to praise workers and build their confidence.
If it weren't for him, we couldn't operate this machine.
But he could also be strict and insist that workers try harder.
Before you say you can't do something, please try it.
Kiichiro inspired his workers to think for themselves and keep improving.
Toyota has become the company it is today due to the struggles and tireless efforts of Kiichiro Toyoda and many others. Their ideas, tested and refined by the passage of time, make up what are today known as the Toyota values. As members of the Toyota family, it is up to us to carry on these ideas. We must think for ourselves and take the necessary actions in response to customers' changing needs, so that, in the end, we will be rewarded with a smile.